In this video, I'll show you how to customize the EMU Postcard product on the storefront. In addition to watching this video, you'll want to go back to our YouTube channel and watch the general ordering instructions video and part 1 and part 2 of preparing Microsoft Word content, because they get more specific into how to customize some of this information for this product. The first thing we're going to do is look at a finished postcard so that you can see what you can accomplish with this product. This is the front of the postcard. Let me point out a few elements for you. On the top there's a green bar with an EMU logo. That is not customizable. But below that there's a photo area that is customizable, and also 2 text areas that are customizable. Now the 2 text areas do not have a visible border around them, so I'm going to highlight for you just a demonstration border so you can see approximately the size of the text boxes. This is the upper text box that I've got highlighted here, and below that there's a lower text box. And the reason there's 2 is so that you can use different sized text in each one. On the back of the postcard there is a left-hand section to the left of this vertical bar and a right-hand section. The only things that you can customize on the back of the postcard are the entire left-hand section to the left of the bar, and also the name of the office and the return address that's listed here. So now let's go back to the storefront and take a look at how this postcard was created. Hopefully this is not the very first product that you've tried to customize on our storefront, because it's one of the more complex ones. If you've looked at some of the other products, you're already familiar with the job name field and the quantity that you want to order field, also the product preview area and the personalization area. So we'll look at the personalization area for this postcard product. Let's start by customizing the front of the postcard. There's an area to manipulate the photo on the front. There's also an area here to manipulate the color of the text. You can choose either white or black, depending on the photo that you're using. Maybe white or black would look better. Then there's the upper text area and lower text area on the front. So now on the front of the postcard, the way I got that photo that you saw was by clicking on Select from Gallery. And I chose one of the photos that appears in the gallery here. These are 6 pre-loaded images that you can choose from. I chose Old Campus and hit OK. The advantage to using the image gallery in this case is that the images that are here are already high resolution, and they're already the correct pixel dimensions to fit inside this image area here. You do have the option to upload your own file. So if you had a picture that you wanted to upload from your computer's hard drive or from a location that you have available to you on your network, you could do that. However, it can be tricky to get it to look exactly the way you want, because if your image is not these exact pixel dimensions of 2790 by 1640, then the image will get cropped. That's why I recommend using the images that are already in the gallery. Now if you do have Photoshop on your machine and you know how to use it, you may be able to go ahead and open up a photo in Photoshop and manipulate it to be 2790 pixels by 1640 pixels. The average person might not want to do that, but if you're comfortable with Photoshop, you can give it a try. And I'll give you an example of how you might do this. If we look at some pictures that I have in my hard drive here, I've got this picture here which is vertically tall. I would probably not want to use that because I need a landscape style picture. This one I probably wouldn't want to use because it's vertical, but this one of the car right here might be a good choice because it's already a landscape style, and it looks like it might be similar to the dimensions that I need. So I'm going to open it with Photoshop and take a closer look. Here's the image. What I need to do is go into the image size area and see what the pixel dimensions are. It's currently 1280 by 719. So the first problem is that the image is too small. It's not high resolution enough to give me a great result when it's printed, so I might not want to use this image. But if I did want to use this image for demonstration purposes, I could increase the resolution and make it the right dimensions. Now the goal that I have here is to make it 2790 by 1640, which I can see right here in the storefront. So if I try to make it 2790 wide, we'll see that my 1640 is not really satisfied here. It's too short top to bottom. So I need to take the short dimension the 1640 and make that, force that up to 1640. This puts my width a little too big though. Instead of 2790, I've got 2920. So I'm going to hit OK and go ahead and make that resolution change. But now what the storefront is going to do if I upload this image is it's going to take the shortest edge, which is the up and down direction here, and it's going to fit that to the image window. Anything else on the sides is going to get cropped out. So it would look something like this in the storefront. You see my logo is getting cut off here. So if I truly want to have full control over this, what I would want to do is manually crop this image to the right size, which is probably approximately right here. So I'm going to crop out this left-hand side here. My image size is now 2778, which is only 12 pixels off. I wanted 2790. It's 2778 by 1640. That's really close to being perfect, so that's probably good enough. I mean, that's only 12 pixels off. So now let's save and upload that image and see how it looks. Back in the storefront, I click Upload a File and browse to my computer. Then I find the image and open it and hit OK. Next, I click Update Preview. And now you can see right here that the image of the car has filled in this image box. And the reason that it looks correct is strictly because I cropped it properly in Photoshop and I made it exactly 2790 by 1640 pixels. We are off by 12 pixels here, but that tiny difference is not going to make a big difference. So let's move on and look at customizing the upper and lower text areas. Both the upper and lower text area are on the front of the postcard. So in the upper text area, I wrote, "Don't miss out on our special 2011 financing offers," and I wrote even more text in the lower text area. Let's refresh our preview one more time to see this text. What I want you to notice here is that on this first line, "Don't miss out on our special 2011," the word special got cut off and hyphenated here. I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do is go back down here to where the word special is getting hyphenated, and I'm manually going to get rid of the space and put in an enter there to force down the line to the next line. I'm going to update my preview and look at it again. What I want you to notice here is that you need to look closely at how the text is flowing, and if there's any small changes that you need to make, then you can just change the text and update the preview again and see how it looks. So now we did solve the problem of special getting hyphenated, but now the word offers is getting hyphenated. So what I've decided to do to fix this was to get rid of these two words, out, on. So it's just going to say, "Don't miss our special 2011 financing offers." So I'm going to go back down here and get rid of those two words, as you can see. I'm also going to get rid of that carriage return and let it flow naturally again and update the preview. And here's the result. It's all flowing in this top text box with no reflow. I should say no hyphenating. Now the bottom text box you can see here doesn't have any hyphenating. It looks pretty good. And you'll also notice that the point size of the text is smaller in the bottom than it is on the top. The only reason that's happening is because I have more text in the bottom than I do on the top. Because there's more text, it couldn't fit at the maximum point size, and it had to shrink down to fit in there. So you can control the size of the text by how much text you enter. And that's why you have these two different text boxes. If you want something in particular to be bigger, larger text, you put it in its own text box and put the rest in the other text box. Now if I wanted to make this text even smaller, that's the text in the bottom there, I could go and put in a few spaces in front of the word contact and hit enter, and that forces in an extra blank line, which is going to force the text to become even smaller. So if I hit update preview, you'll see that. Now the text is a tiny bit smaller, which makes the upper text stand out even more. Now we're going to move on to the back side of the postcard. If we look at that original PDF again of a final product, we'll see that I'm going to upload a Word file to fill in this left-hand area to the left side of the vertical bar. I've got a Microsoft Word file prepared right here for this demonstration, and it's using Myriad Pro, you can see, as the font for all this text, but there's different point sizes of text, different colors. I've got green and black, I've got green bullets and so forth, and I've got it all laid out in an 8.5 by 11 sheet, which is much larger than this little panel here on this 6 by 9 postcard. So just like that image got resized automatically on the front of the postcard to fit in the image box, so too will Microsoft Word files get resized to fit inside the text box that's provided on the storefront product. So what we're going to do is just go down and hit upload a file under this control for panel 2, left text area. Make sure you note that it says it's a Word 2003 doc that it needs. You can't use Word 2007 or 2010. So I'm browsing my hard drive here and finding my Word 2003 file. I open it and hit OK. Then I refresh the preview. On the preview, I always go back to page 1 when I refresh. So I need to hit the forward arrow to go to page 2 and see my newly uploaded Word file. Now, just like we checked the text reflow for hyphenating and stuff like that on the front, we want to check even the Word files that we upload, because they will most likely reflow because the dimensions of the text box might not be exactly the same dimensions of the Word file that you had. So you'll need to go into the full-size preview here and make sure that all that text looks good. Let's go into the full-size preview. We'll open it in Acrobat. We get page 1 by default, so we just change pages to page 2. So read over all the information that's being uploaded from your Word file. Make sure that the text breaks look good on the right hand side and everything else is spaced and sized properly. If you need to make any changes, you just go back into your Microsoft Word file, make the changes, resave the file, and then re-upload it and refresh your preview. Now we also have the ability to put in the name of an office and the return address on the card here, and those fields are located on the storefront under panel 2 name of office and panel 2 full address. You simply enter in the information that you want to appear right there. Now we've done a lot of work to get this postcard exactly the way we want it. The storefront allows you to save your work so that you can go back at any time in the future and make a change to it if you need to. And I recommend that on any complex product like the postcard or the brochure that you do that. So the way you do it is by going to the bottom and clicking Save My Job. Each time you click Save My Job, it will save an iteration of that product into your Save Jobs area. This is really a necessity for a complex project. If you've designed the whole thing 100% or even partially before you order that product, I really recommend that you save the job. You can go back to your save files and hit Open Job and continue it later. One reason to do that, besides just saving your work, is that if you were to spend a lot of time designing something and order it and then have it rejected for some small typo by one of the administrators who approves these projects, you would have to start over if you wanted to fix that typo. But if you've saved your job before you order it, then you can simply go back to where you left off, fix the typo, refresh your preview, and go ahead and order the product. But make sure that whatever you do, you save your job, and also check the full-size preview, because you're not going to get a hard copy proof from the printer. Use the full-size preview, which opens in high resolution in Acrobat, to proofread everything that you're creating and make sure it's exactly like you want before you order it, because you won't get a physical proof. So now we're going to go ahead and click Next to move this product into the shopping cart. I'm going to give it a descriptive name right here called Admissions. And I'm going to choose a quantity of 10,000 and update the price. There's my new price. Now I'm going to add to cart. Here's the product in the shopping cart. That about sums up this video, but you'll want to go back to our YouTube channel and watch the general ordering instructions video so that you understand how to control items in your shopping cart, how to pay for your order, and really complete the process. So go ahead and watch that video, and thanks for watching this one.